A very good evening. I be to Dr. Juna Lau. Today, my group will present about the relevance of anthropology and sociology in the contemporary social settings. We are from Group 1 and our group members are, it's me, myself, Nur Faizah binti Abdul Karim, Nur Farhana binti Ahmad Zalani, Nur Faizatul Natasha binti Rosli, Moniza anak perempuan Bajayi, and Audrey Ratih anak Jessie James. Today, I will present about my topic, which is gender inequalities. In general, gender inequalities is the social phenomenon in which women and men are not treated equally. In the perspective of anthropology, um, sex and gender are defined differently, with the former based on the perceived biological differences and the latter on cultural construct witnessed, enacted, and understood in each particular community, which are frequent based on those perceived biological differences. Next, the example of gender inequality, such as access to markets, ownership of the property, uh, the uneven access to education and health. For example, 1/4 of young women between ages of 15 to 34 will not finish primary schools when the girls are not educated at same level as boys. It has a huge effect on their future. Next is about the lack of employment equality. Most economics, most economies give women only 3/4 the right of men. And lastly is the lack of political representation. Certain issues that female politicians tend to bring up, such as parental leave and children, pension, gender equality laws, and gender-based violence are often neglected. Next, I will present about the gender stereotype and gender stratification. Gender stereotype is the act of attributing certain feature, characteristic, or duties to an individual woman or man because of her or his membership in the social group of women or men. Gender stratification is the unequal distribution of resources, power, prestige, and personal freedom between men and women, reflecting their different position in a social hierarchy. The factors of gender stereotype is social cultural factors, family factors, cognitive factors. What is feminism? Feminism is the most common issues in the social issues of anthropology. Feminist sociology is a conflict theory and a theoretical perspective that examines gender in connection to power, both in face-to-face contact and in reflexivity within larger social structures. There are three waves in the feminism, which is the first wave is happened in 1850 to 1920. 1920. The second wave is 1920 to 1980, and the third wave is in the middle of 1990. Anthropology and gender inequality. Patriarchy is male-dominated political and authority structures and ideology that privilege males all overall in a various strata of society. And the inequality in gender, it will affect women in most of the aspect of life because gender intersect with class, religion, and ethnicity. These are the five goals to achieve gender equality, which is end discrimination against women and girls, and all violence and exploitation of women and girls, ensure full participation in leadership and decision making, promote empowerment of women through technology, and lastly is uh, to universal access to reproductive health and right. But I will pass the presentation to my friend. Thank you.
So, I will talk about issues of climate change. And this is the climate change description. A changing warmer climate poses a hazard to the entire planet. Climate change affects everyone on the planet according to the Union of Concerned Scientists, and it is one of the most serious issues civilization has ever faced. The 800 million individuals who already live in extreme poverty will be the hardest hit. Warmer winters, more severe storms and rainfall events, and more frequent wildfires are already being reported around the world. Many governments and systems are already under strain as a result of these challenges. Anthropology and climate change. Anthropologists from all around the world are trying to figure out what climate change means, and how to address one of the most serious concerns of our day. Anthropologists look at the anthropogenic factors that cause climate change, the governance systems in place to deal with climate change, mitigation and adaptation, as well as the human repercussions and ramifications of global warming. Climate change poses a global threat to many elements of human life, including our health, homes, livelihoods, cultures, and physical environment. Traits of this size have an impact on our stability as well as our feeling of cultural identity, well-being, and security. Anthropology, as a science developed to the human condition across time and space, provides valuable insights that can aid in the development of practical solutions to alleviate the effects of climate change. Next, effects of climate change. Because of our higher numbers and cumulative imprint, the effects of climate change on human populations will be bigger in size and intensity in the Anthropocene than in the past. We live in a new world now, according to a recent editorial in Science, one that deals with global, simultaneous, and cumulative effects. Tackling challenges of cumulative dimensions is a priority if we are to discover viable answers to the actual environmental catastrophes of the coming decades. It, um, it is imperative that all scientists rise to the occasion. Last is impacts of climate change. Previously, the effects of climate change, as well as people's options and responses, were both diverse and localized around the world. People had more diverse subsistence resources and more options such as migration, uh, in the face in the face of changing conditions since populations were smaller. The industrial period brought with it greater broad and eventually global consequences. Margaret Mead noted that pollution has no borders. Climate change has brought and will continue to bring a slew of disasters, including including flooding, drought, and extreme heat and cold. Future disasters will be more intense and have broader secondary effects. Example, disease, conflict, famine. And that's all from me. Thank you.
My topic is childhood obesity. Childhood obesity is a complex health issue. It occurs when a child is well above the normal or healthy weight for his or her age and height. The causes of excess weight gain in young people are similar to those in adults, including behavior and genetics. There are many factors can increase your child's risk of becoming overweight. First is lack of exercise. Children who don't have exercised much are more likely to gain weight because they don't burn as many calories. Too much time spent in sedentary activities, such as watching television or playing video games, also contribute to the problem. TV shows also often feature ads for unhealthy foods. Second factors is family factors. If your child comes from a family of overweight people, he or she may be more likely to put on weight. This is especially true in an environment where high-calorie foods are always available and physical activity isn't encouraged. Childhood obesity often causes complications in a child's physical, social, and emotional well-being. First is high cholesterol and high blood pressure. A poor diet can cause your child to develop one or both of these conditions. These factors can contribute to the buildup of plaques in the arteries, which can cause injuries to the nerve and heart, possibly leading to a heart attack or stroke later in life. The second complication is breathing problems. Asthma is more common in children who are overweight. These children are also more likely to develop obstructive sleep apnea, a potentially serious disorder in which a child breathing repeatedly stops and starts during the sleep. The way to prevent childhood obesity is first is increase your physical activities. Healthy diet and physical activities always go hand in hand in decreasing the risk of obesity and even in combating it if you already are obese or overweight. Exercise. Exercise is even in moderate amounts can go a long way in helping keep the weight off. Aerobic activities are likely walking, hiking, and dance, or more vigorous ones like running, swimming, and skydiving. This will increase your energy expenditure, therefore will helping you burn fat and increase your physical weight.
Hi, my name is Audrey, and I will talk about the future of anthropology. The future of anthropology is for the relationship. Anthropology teaches people how to be more aware of their surroundings rather than settling for ignorance. It teaches respect for all cultures and individuals, as well as how we as humans have felt previous generations. For example, people from different ethnic or culture respect other ethnic or culture. It's the fact that everyone is human in the same way. Individuals in today's world appear to be focused on the concept of different races, and that some people are more entitled to certain things than others. Besides, anthropology is important for the future because it teaches acceptance, humanity, and teaches individuals to seek the truth and expand the worldview. The second one is anthropology is important for the future of youngsters' gene perception. Anthropology helps us to broaden our perceptions outside the familiar social situation in order to see things through the eyes of others. Younger generation must know that many of today's problems, such as racism, arise from the toxic assumptions that individuals are different. Anthropology helps the generation discovering that they must adapt culturally relativistic. For example, in the workplace, there are mix of culture, gender, age, and so on. Discrimination in the workplace should not be happen in the future. And the third one is the future of people who major in anthropology go on to careers in medicals, museum, fields, archaeology, historical preservation, education, international business, documentary, filmmaking, management, foreign service, law, and a range of other fields. Anthropology helps people developing current strengths that are applicable to a wide range of job options and life pathways. And anthropology education provides a broad understanding of various cultures as well as skills in observation and analysis, critical thinking, good communication, and applicable problem solving. In the future, there will be even more interest in social processes and their goals, how societies develop and can be manipulated to change, what types of economic, political, and religious culture are most desired, and how they may be best realized.
Hi, my name is Monizana Perempuan Bajai. My matrix number is 70529. I would like to present a future of sociology. First, introduction. As we know, future of sociology is unpredictable. Thus, past and present can help us to recall and survey. There is a difference in sociology that happened a few decades ago. For example, a people who stand from men carried a tough responsibility to prove the privilege of themselves. Sociology also happened in academic except language and mathematics. In addition, sociology growth also developing day by day, so it can change a view of people about world. Next, general info. Sociology can be measured through teaching in the wide sense, including all sorts of publicity, research, and social control. In academic of sociology, too many developments happen. There's a lot of discovery topic or subject that can be introduced to students or new generations. In addition, psychoanalysis and socioanalysis it have to contribute a lot of objectives with strong description. This is supported by the view of people to the environment. Contents of sociology. Regarding to Plato, no logical in this world, even the rest of people also struggle to survive. In sociology, involving of developmental of politics, social and industry. And the last one is closing. The new future of sociology is to be sectarian. There is a lot of contribution in a future of sociology. For example, the knowledge that peoples have, however, is to rely on science social in a variety part to combine the source. Hence, the future of sociology can be developed. That's all for me. Thank you. I bet that's all from us. Thank you.